Hi everyone. This is going to be as quick as possibly as I can, as possible as I can. I'm making videos and I'm typing up a lot of stuff just to help people who know they're dealing with something wrong in their body and who don't know. Now, obviously, I'm not an expert. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. But I just trust God and believe Him. And I know wholeheartedly, there's no doubt that every herb, every fruit God has made for people to be well. So, as you all know, my mama is beating cancer, right? She's beating it. And we keep the positive on all that. And so we have gone all natural, because like I said, I know what God has done. It's just a matter of us doing it. And it's not always easy, but I thank God because 2 or 3 years ago at the job, a customer came to me and she just started talking and told me how she had beat cancer. You know, she also, though she did do chemo, but then she had stopped and she just went all natural and she's healed. And then recently, this is to me just God is speaking. I'm at the register and a customer comes and she has a bunch of coconut water and she says I we struck up a conversation and we started talking about parasites and I was like to her, you saw parasites? And she was like, yeah. So she saw parasites and she told me to go get bitters, right? To get bitters. And this is the bitters right here that I went to. I went to Sundial. You guys know in the Bronx. It's funny. All my life living here, I never went there. Just passed it by. So we got this blood and cleanser and parasite cleanse. I told the gentleman. So quickly, summary. You want to obviously get cleaned out. You want to detox. You need to pray and ask God what's the right method for you because there's so many amazing methods God has out there for folks. And so you just have to know in your heart which one. But then one of the number one things is like we don't want to depend and just say it's on the items, the products, but know that it's God, right? So we want to make sure we give. That's extremely important, right? So one of the ways to start is to get parasites out of our bodies, which there are a lot. So, John went on a 3 day dry fast, not even water. I can't do that. Um, then he went on a 21-day all fruit diet. This was to clean up parasites, to get parasites out. And when I say fruit, we're not talking about apples and all that stuff because that's too much sugar. He did berries. Berries are very, very good for getting healed and getting out parasites. If you're going to do apple, don't do so much, and I would stick with green apples for the clean out, right? Another thing before I forget, there are a lot of things that are fruits that we didn't realize. Chickpeas is actually a fruit, according to what John has researched. So that's that. So he went on a 21-day cleansing, and yes, brother saw parasites come out. All right. Then the other thing, obviously, is to detox with greens, right? So in our household, we were doing too much spinach and just carrots. I didn't know. I just thought that we could just keep juicing spinach and carrots. That's why I should follow the books that I bought. I have books on juicing. I have books on cancer, and the juicing. We should have been doing, not that we couldn't do the spinach, I'm not saying that, but we were just doing that. We should have been doing celery as well and a whole bunch of different greens. So get your books to get cleaned out. It's easier to get cleaned out now before a person finds out that something's wrong. And we all know people walking around and not well and don't even know, and then people find out later on, right? And so you do all that stuff, and I would also highly recommend two places. There's a whole lot more, but I'm gonna recommend these. Joel Wallach, Wallach. If you type his name and put in anything that you're dealing with, there's an answer. God has given him the answer. Trust me, just do that, right? And I'm not just talking about crazy diseases. I'm talking about just uh, knee issues, this, that. Also, Hallelujah Acres, and their website is H as in Harry, acres.com. The founder of that is a pastor who was diagnosed with cancer many, many moons ago, and God had led him to someone who was juicing. And this pastor went hardcore, drank, I think, 8 ounces of green juice for the whole day. And the only other thing he had was salads and no salad dressings. Like he made his own salad dressings, I think, but he didn't use the conventional salad dressings. He was healed. Okay. So I've already ordered a lot of products for my mom. If you go to their site and whatever you're dealing with, as well as Joel Wallet, like I said, call, ask, data, data, you'll get the information that you need. Okay. What else was I gonna say? Okay, so I bought the parasite cleanse. Mama bought the parasite cleansing thing, and so she and I went on a fast. We went on a 3 day water fast. Uh, I was, I could, I don't know how well we did with the fruit fast because I didn't see any parasites, and maybe because we did not go a full 21 days. And it's not that I'm not gonna try again because I will. We also bought a coffee enema, and now coffee enemas don't help everyone, or it's not as much, So she did that as well as a cleaning, and she'll continue to do that. I'm talking fast. I've typed up stuff that I want to share with everyone that you can look into for getting your own bodies cleaned out. If you have small children under 18 or 21, because they're the ones that's going to listen to you. After that, they may not listen, especially if they're used to our sad diets that we've been eating. But get your kids used to eating better. Get rid of, I went in mama's snack drawer and threw out everything. Now, of course, she's going to cheat here and there because I'm on the same clean out as my mother. I have changed. We cheat once in a while, like Thanksgiving. That was our quote cheat day. I'm not even having cheat once a week. I don't want to anymore. Like now that I've been juicing, my body doesn't want that stuff. Like I don't want it. I did cheat the other day and I had something, and it wasn't that it was guilt, but after I had it, I was like, girl, this was useless. That was like unnecessary. When Christmas come, my thought process is already there. That's my cheat day, but I'm chilling out. Like I love sweets, but I've learned to chill out. So what else? I'm trying to think. It's just to clean out anything you guys need. Just please let me know. I will give you all the information that I know while I'm still researching things. Um, there are hospitals in other countries that are full medically staffed that just go natural, but you're going to need at least 50 something $1,000 to go to get healed from that, from anything. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go as quickly as possible. Parasites, detoxing, no meat, no dairy. Even if you don't know if you're not well, I highly suggest try going a month without that. And like I said, if you're gonna cheat, just make it once in a while. Don't make your cheats become a cheating habit. Don't do that. And of course, lots of water. I love you guys. Whatever you need, call me and I'll just give you whatever info I have. And we encourage one another. We encourage one another just to get well. All right? All right, bye. Add on, I forgot to mention during the all fruits thing, you definitely should have grapes, but preferably grapes with seeds. And you can get that. Seed Town definitely sells. A lot of stores, not even natural stores, a lot of them don't sell seeded grapes, and it definitely costs a lot of money. Cause I sent Jonathan to the store the other day, got some seeded grapes. That sucker was $16. Like, come on now. Um, and I think you can use watermelon. I think, but seeded. And I know there's some place in the Bronx where a person could get seeded watermelon. I just don't know right now. And did I mention chickpeas is fruit? Chickpeas is fruit. So even watch the what do you call it, the seasonings? Look at the back of your seasonings. They have stuff in it. Listen, don't even be fooled by supermarkets like Trader Joe's. Back in the days, Trader Joe's was popping as far as their products were clean. But they got a lot of junk in their stuff. Trust me, they have a lot of junk in their stuff. So be careful with their stuff. Even though like their frozen stuff, they use a lot of sodium to keep a lot of the preservatives and all the other stuff out. But a lot of their other products, trust me, don't go to the supermarkets just because they're supposed to be natural. Even when I went to one of the natural supermarkets the other day and I picked up a product and I looked on the back and I was like, why is this ingredient in there? Like, no, can't. It's a shame that you have to go through to this extent of looking at all the ingredients, but this is where we're at, right? This is where we've been at. We just didn't know this. Before any of us was born, this is where America was. We just didn't know it, right? So now that you know, we're responsible for the information that we have. So is it a pain in the neck constantly looking at the ingredients? Absolutely. Like the other day, I wanted some broccoli soup and I buy some from Trader Joe's. I use my Yuka app. Those who don't know Yuka, Yuka. When I scan that sucker, the bad ingredients, it was the additives that really made me upset because it was one or two risky additives. So if the product has not a good what do you call it, review, I'm not going to naturally not use that product. But if it has additives is one of the issues, I'm not buying it, especially when it says risky. So I was like, I guess I ain't having any broccoli. So this is what my breakfast has been like. I'm juicing in the morning. I get to work. I'll have a banana. I tell you lie, I'm not hungry after that. And obviously I don't really never had a great diet anyway. I've always been one that if I had a piece of raisin, y'all gonna laugh. I'm not joking. This has been going on since I've been 20. If I had a little tiny piece of candy, I won't be hungry for hours. It makes no sense. So I've had a poor diet all my life, not eating, constantly. Now, forget breakfast. Don't believe the lies. You do not and should not always be eating breakfast. Your body needs time to rest, to not have to fight all this food, da 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 da. But I should have at least been having one good meal. And here's another good rule of thumb: 85% raw, 15% cooked. Remember, no dairy or meat if you're getting healed. If you're well and you know you're well, still do that 85% raw, 15% cook, but watch what you're eating in that cooked stuff. Watch what you're eating. Okay,